there was a lot of media coming out about how they were going to win the whole thing, and we didn't, we weren't really favored to have a chance in it because they score too many points and we don't score enough and they play too fast. So I think we went in there and it was just like, all right, let's stick it to them.
The men's basketball team won a lot during the 2012-2013 season. They won the RMAC regular season championship, the RMAC tournament championship, and the NCAA South Central Regional Championship. But what loomed on the horizon was a team this third-ranked Roadrunners team had yet to face. Top-ranked West Liberty was a program that could score in bunches. In fact, they led the nation in points per game.
You saw the highlights of them. It's like, how do you slow these guys down? Because they just go. And they will shoot it from anywhere. It kind of goes against a traditional college ball team, slow it down, run a good play for it. They were just going.
That game was, we just had a great game plan. You got to give credit to, Coach Clark and the staff for the game plan they put through. They had the better team, to be honest with you. They were number one. They averaged over 100 points a game.
These shooters from West Virginia racked up 103 points per contest, while the Roadrunners averaged a mere 78 on the season. Every newspaper and media outlet thought there was no way MSU Denver could play and keep up with the Hilltoppers. That's all head coach Derek Clark and his squad needed to hear.
If you give us a chance to put a chip on the shoulder, at Metro, we felt we used that to every inch that we could, and Coach Clark loved doing that as well. And there was a lot of media coming out about how they were going to win the whole thing, and we didn't, we weren't really favored to have a chance in it because they score too many points and we don't score enough and they play too fast. So I think we went in there and it was just like, all right, let's stick it to them.
So how do you slow down 103 points per game? Take your game plan and blow it up.
We went out there with a zone, which is completely against what we do as a team. We were always man-to-man, start the game, climb in, pressure, full court press, see if we can break the game open a little bit. And we went out there in a zone, and it worked. We got off to a great start, and we knew they were going to make a run. As I said, they're a great team, but I think that little bit of a shock at the start helped push us on.
The zone surprised the Hilltoppers and their vaunted offense, holding them to just 4 points through the first 10 minutes of the game. On the other side, Metro's offense piled up 20 points, giving them a 16-point lead, the largest deficit West Liberty had faced all season. The Roadrunners went into halftime up 41-28, but knew the game was far from over. Division II's top-ranked team came out firing, hitting 3 three-pointers in the first 5 minutes. Player of the Year candidate Alex Falk, who had only scored 6 points in the first half, adjusted to Metro's defense and would score 28 second-half points.
After halftime, he went rampage and got in the lane and took over and showed why he scores that many points a game. But we were able to slow him down for one half, and it turned out to be enough.
With Falk's breakout and the Roadrunners' 11 second-half turnovers, this game was getting close.
They kind of force you to make plays. They come in full court pressure and trap the whole game because, like I said, they're not really too concerned about points against because they believe that they're going to score more. And the way they do that is by turning you over a lot.
I know we had 20-some turnovers that game too because they was known for their press, and we still was able to fight through that.
The Hilltoppers battled their way back to within 1 point of the Roadrunners, and Metro State needed a big basket. They got one from Brandon Jefferson.
second half, they kind of caught up to us, and then I remember hitting a big three with probably like a minute left to put us up 3, and then we never looked back from there.
You know, for us, we were kind of used to seeing those kind of shots go in. You know, I think the first few times you go, oh, that's, you know, what is that? That's not going to work. And then eventually, like, it's just BJ. BJ's one of those guys that likes the big moments too. You know, he wants to take that shot. He hunts that shot.
Mitch McCarron recorded a double-double of 14 points and 16 rebounds, which tied a career high in boards by the Aussie. Not bad for a guard.
We talked before the game about guards. You know, if they're shooting a ton of threes or transition or quick shots in general, the ball's going to be flying around. And it was important for guys like Michi, myself, and BJ to be swooping for those rebounds.
Metro State finished the game on a 14-8 run to win by an 83-76 final to move on to the national championship game.
You know, we knew when they made a run back at us that they would eventually get tired. You know, it's hard coming back from a deficit no matter how good you are. So I think in that last part of the game, we made some big plays, got some big stops, and kept being us. And it turned out to be enough.
It was one of the biggest wins in Roadrunners history, and it moved the program on to another big game in the lore of MSU Denver basketball.
Yeah, I guess a bit of relief, but not really relief, like just excitement that you set out goals. Like I said, we had the chip on our shoulder. You know, we put faces up in the locker room before every single game, and we say this guy, this guy, this guy. And I think we put up newspaper articles about, you know, West Liberty favorites, Metro this, Metro that. So you go into the locker room afterwards, and all of that is done. You know, you feel the horn go, and you've won, and you just want to celebrate with your teammates. You know, you know what's ahead now. You get to go to Atlanta, and you get to go to the Final Four, and like, I mean, how exciting! Like, you've spent all year trying to get this, and you've just ticked it off.
I felt like that was a championship game, man. That game was so serious, you know. The Final Four, I guess we won by, I don't know how much we won, maybe 2 or 3 points, I don't know. But, yeah, that game, yeah, that's one of the games, like, I wish they can replay that on TV. I need to actually try to get that game somewhere so I have it on my computer to watch.
Next time on Roadrunners Legends, we'll look back on the 2004 Women's Soccer National Championship.
I always took PKs, and I never missed. And so obviously then going into the final game and having to take a PK, you know, being a captain and you know, being a big part of the team and mostly in defense, but I knew that was my moment to help us.